finish happening in the world of F1. Nikita's strangely gone back into the box. Done an outlap and then gone straight back in. Interesting.
It was a very scruffy outlap from her. She was sliding quite a lot, which is a bit unusual for an outlap.
It is. So I'm trying to find someone who's actually on a lap at the moment, and I've got the black screen of death. Not the way we wanted to begin here tonight. Let's see if we can get things going. Oh, they've been kicked right back to the start. Beautiful. Let's try and get back in. Well, I'm going to try and catch up to you. In the meantime, yeah, so XRL Fozzy just gone through turn 1. Do apologise for the technical difficulties there, viewers. Into the chicane section, very similar to Maggots and Beckett's at Silverstone, and also to the S's at Suzuka. You need quite good downforce to get through here. Fozzy's looking a bit ragged there, going a bit close to the curves on the outside, and missing quite a couple of the apexes here.
There's a little bit of lag there as well.
On the stream, LGS is saying Sean's racing question mark. Yes, he is. I was shocked as well as you. Waiting in the paddock, and bang, there he is. Evidently, the allure of being champion here in the United States of America is too much for him to resist. So, needless to say, he's here with his comments, and we'll see if he can use the pace that he had in the F1 race before his wheel decided to go. We've lost connection to Nikita 020. She's not even been able to set a lap in qualifying. Well, therefore, I think we're going to need to get her invited so she can start at the back of the grid, but that's not the position she wanted to be in.
No, but at least she got the banker lap in.
But she didn't qualify, did she?
No, she got at least round once on the track, so she knows roughly how to perform, but obviously it's going to be a little bit of a disadvantage for her not being able to qualify. But
well, Nikita's in now, so right on board XRL Fozzy, of course, he's got a bit of data from last night's F1 race, where he was racing there, so we'll be aware of how to manage the fuel loads and everything else here in Austin, Texas. Heading for the line, there's a 137.5, and that's on the prime tyres. That's pretty impressive, considering the F1 guys were really in like the 36s on the options, so that's not a bad pace at all. Tom 625 meanwhile does a 137.5 and is going very, very slowly down the pitch straight. He's let his teammate through here, but he can't afford to hold any of these guys up. He's got to be very careful. Meanwhile, XRL Bernie, let's run on board with him as he goes through the essay, though he's actually set a lap 138.3, so he's going to be on an in lap. Living Dead 69 had to get out of the way of all of the Ferraris whilst on his lap. And I'm guessing that's Sean Bean, who is indeed on a lap at this moment, heading into the hairpin before the DRS zone. Oh, and he goes very, very wide there, Sean Bean. Despite the data of racing in last night's F1 race, he's looking pretty ragged at the moment. On the stream, XRL Bobbers checks in saying, evening everyone, good evening to you. Of course, get your questions and your statements and your predictions. In the meantime, LGS reckons a low 36 is the expected pole time. And assume that's on the option tyres. On the prime, though, we did see TRL Button shatter the records in the 35, so anything's possible. So we pushed the trolleybus a bit too naughtily there at the end of the DRS zone, when all 4 tyres off outside the white line. We saw last night in the F1 division that was quite endemic, and needless to say, we are taking the stand. You will get the wrath of the stewards if you keep doing that in the races. Stay in the lines.
yeah, I'm pretty sure XRL Fozzy's a little bit disappointed with his lap, because I've been with him through qualifying sometimes this week, and he's been doing 36.60s on the prime, so he's lost about 9/10 on that lap, which doesn't surprise me, as it was a horrid first sector.
37.7 from Sean Beatty, who went off at the final corner, going outside the track. I love Jigsaw's, he's on an outlap, so I can't ride around with him at the moment for too much. MGI1, he's just gone through the end of the Hockenheimer Stadium section, into faux turn 8, where we're going right instead of left. We've changed our political allegiance here in America, we've gone to right instead of left. And now we're into turn 19, the one where the drivers are pushing the rules. MGI1 just goes outside the white lines. That would be naughty if you do that too often. He's got to be wary of that. Catches on the line the final corner to get a 37.3 on the option tyres. Well, I don't think that's very impressive. That's not the pace I'd expect from GP2. Tom 625, oh, bad flag from him and his teammate there going into the pit. I was almost thinking they actually had an accident. XRL Boss, meanwhile, reckons that Fozzy is going to win this tonight here in America. Well, that'll be interesting, because Sean Bean showed last night he had the good pace before his wheel went south, so he will probably be the one that everyone expects. And if he does win, the championship is likely going to be his. Meantime, I love Jigsaw's going through sector 1, keeping it nice and tight to the white line, kissing the inside apexes quite nicely there, getting a good change of direction in the Mercedes so far, despite being on the prime tyres. Goes a little over the inside though there, but too close to the white lines. Gotta watch how you don't do that too often, and then extends the track coming into sector 2. Definitely not what you want. On the stream, LGS says Sean Bean for the win. Brackets, Jinx, you evil, evil man.
I think he's trying to get that commentator's curse award there.
Isn't that what he came up with himself on the forum? I mean, that's one of the things we will say, of course, on the forums at the moment. Ryan has suggested back at Singapore we should do an awards, and it looks like we are going to do it for the final pre-race at Interlagos. We've got a couple of suggestions so far. If you want to get involved, you can go on the forum, xsiteracinglleague.com, or you can put them on the box here, and we'll try and remember them and make your suggestions known. LGS, go on, you go first.
I also got a commentator curse award at Monza for Sean Bean in the F1 division. Just putting that out there.
No, it'd be a tightly fought competition, because I'm pretty sure I've fought with a few clangers in my time. So Alan Jigsaw's it goes on the inside at 19, then extends the exit. Well, that's definitely cheating. You can't do that. He is going to set a slow lap anyway, but that's not the point. At 38, well, if you're doing that in the race, you are going to be put in front of the stewards. You have to stay in the lines. I'm sorry, I might sound like a broken record, but the fact of the matter is, those are the rules. Adhere to them or swing your hook. Limited 69, just about to start his lap. DRS flap open at zone 1, going down the pitch straight. And then you've got this lovely uphill hairpin, which many people say is like Eau Rouge for some reason. It's not a chicane, so I don't know why they say that.
No, it's not a chicane, but it's still a pretty tricky corner.
Well, it's quite blind on the inside apex. Well, the good thing is you can get grip on both sides of the track. So it's good. Oh, in dead 69 goes totally over the inside there. Well, he's starting to back off, I think. He's realised he's compromised his lap a little bit here. We'll ride on board just to get the overall pace, but I think he has slowed down. LGS says that Sean Bean once again is watching the stream. He said last time that he had it on his computer, but then didn't realise he left it on. His computer's downstairs. Obviously, I've got no way of checking now, but needless to say, that's not very good strategy there. But I don't know what else I can really say about it. Rambo 95, meanwhile, starts his lap, goes into that tricky hairpin, just keeps inside the white lines, pretty much gets to the inside apex, but got a little brush on the tyres there over the bump that's on the inside curve, and that's not going to give you much grip.
All I can say is Sean has got his laptop on, but I don't know whether he is watching the stream.
Heading through the chicanes now. Rambo 95 trying to get as close to these white lines as he can without breaking the limits here. And this is actually a very clean lap so far from the Williams driver. He's pushing as wide as he can, but he is keeping two wheels inside the track. So a good tutorial for all divisions, especially you guys in F4 and F5000 who are going to be racing on the Wednesday night, where you're in the lower divisions to get a chance for that. Going down the straight, great chance of open the taps here. Meanwhile, we see the message, JK10 asking who do we think will qualify near the top in the GP2 division. Well, I think it's hard to look past the likes of Sean Bean, the likes of Tom625. But then again, we have seen some good pace that's been displayed out of nowhere by a few of these drivers in the past before, such as Jamie. So, plus with Nikita now not qualifying, that's going to make things a lot more difficult.
Yeah, because he's just got provisional pole and a 136.8 on the option tyres.
That's a pretty good time. Meantime, also, LGS is saying last night there was a lot of legal overtakes. Well, I did comment in the box saying a lot of people were going outside the white lines, and that's something we're really looking out for. Obviously, the footage is there as a guide. Rivals not set the world alight in pace here, but that's been pretty clean. Well, 36.9 on the prime tyres to go P2. I'm sorry, maybe I'm wrong. That looks pretty competitive to me.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent time by Robo there.
Meanwhile, Spinny 56 just says Codemaster's fault. Well, they programmed the game, so yes, I suppose we have to lay blame where it's due, don't we? Jamie2503 on the option tyres, trying to find a bit more pace as he goes through turn 1, gets a little clean exit, but gets like a scruffy entry, so scrubs his speed off into the chicanes. I'm not sure if he's actually on a lap here. He seems to be going quite slow. In fact, I think he's backed off. STFC Dan, not covered him so far in this qualifier, so let's ride on board with him. As he goes to the end of the DRS zone into that hairpin, keeps it inside the lines there. Good driving, Dan. More of that, please, from all drivers in all divisions. I'm looking to go through this stadium section. Again, I feel like I'm repeating so many previous races with the way this is being driven so far, this track. Going through the edge, but this lap doesn't look impressive to me. 130 going through full turn 8. This has surely got to be an in-lap. NGI1 just warming up for his run there. He's not yet got started. As Living Dead 69 goes for a final run on the prime tyres. He's got enough time to quickly get back to change his boots if he's running out of pace here. Let's see how he goes through the first sector. Push into the white lines. Oh, look, too close on the inside there. We've got away with that. Just about on the cusp of the rules. And that's what you have to do to find pace, really. Push the rules as far as you can.
Sean Bean has got exactly the same time as Rival 95 on exactly the same tyre. But if you want to know, Sean is ahead.
Yeah, that's if Ribo set his first, it really should be Ribo. As the 1997 race at Jerez showed, where we saw Villeneuve, Frentzen and Schumacher all dead heat. The only time in living memory that's happened in terms of the top three. But Living Dead 69 heading down the first and second DRS zone towards this tiny hairpin, and the braking, you have to get on the brakes so early there due to the pace you're covering down this downhill section. Very easy to go wide and off the track. And into the stadium section now, you've got the strange, almost skate ramp thing that distracts you as you go into it. And then we've got this tight corner where there's two potential lines. We saw Jenson Button and Sergio Perez going hammer and tongs through there in 2012. They expect that in the race as well. Sean B showed us you can undercut drivers there if you take the right line. So a piece of information for you people. Meantime, heading through turn 19, Living Dead 69 very, very wide there. Had to totally get out of the gas and he decided enough's enough. I'm going into the pits.
Interestingly, Smithy Lads actually sent me a message saying thieves.
Saying what?
Basically, if you've never played Civilization, I'm not going to go into further detail.
Right, fine, fair enough. Don't. We're not got time for that. At the moment, I keep on finding drivers who are either getting out of the way or on inlaps. MGI1, this looks competitive pace as we go through full turn 8, pushes to the wide line to carry as much speed as possible into turn 19. And you can really see how it's having to brake for that corner and keeping the lines and slowing the drivers down. They're really not carrying as much pace through there, but he has improved slightly. A 137.2 on the option tyres though. I expected much better from him. Meanwhile, I Love Jigsaw's currently at the bottom of the pile here. On a prime tyres run, he's decided to not go for the options, thinking he might better have track position at the back. Potentially a good strategy now, because we've seen quite a few drivers, like TRL Button last night for instance, have some very unfortunate luck on the opening laps and get stuck behind the slower prime runners. So, be interested to see if anything like that happens this week in GP2. But we go into the sector 1 and into the chicane proper with I Love Jigsaw's on board on the prime tyres, and he's carrying quite a lot of speed and changing directions there. Good driving from, I think that's XRL Rusty in the Force India to get out of his way.
I'm currently on board with XRL Bernie. He does a very similar line to what you described as from Jigsaw's, and he's done a mediocre first sector there. I think he's got Rusty in front of him as well, so hopefully Rusty will get out of the way very shortly.
Well, Jigsaw's meanwhile goes on to the second of the DRS zones, and I think I just seen Rusty get past on the minimap there. Flat wide open as soon as he hits the line. Very important that you hit that straight away to give you those extra few miles per hour so that you don't find yourself getting out-dragged towards this tricky hairpin corner due to the cambering, but he's nailed that pretty nicely actually, Jigsaw's. But poor traction on the exit is compromising a little bit. Don't see this sort of rear end grip by the looks of this Mercedes. But then again, that might be because it's more designed for the heavier fuel when you've got more weight. And heading through into full turn 8 here, great chance for Jigsaw to pick up some pace. Looks pretty competitive, around about the same time MJI was doing on the options. If he can get anywhere like that, he'd be more than happy with that, more than likely. Oh, but he's gone totally off the track at 19. Totally outside the rules there, you can't do that. And that's going to give him a little advantage, but he's improved to the 37.853. XRL Fozzie, meanwhile, on the option tyres, he's not too far adrift. He's gone for a final run, evidently feeling under threat here. It's turn 20, the final corner on the lap, making sure he keeps inside the lines quite nicely, and he has not improved. Behind him, STFC Dawn in the Mercedes, also on the option tyres. Great chance for him here, but he's gone to a 36.8. That puts him in a great chance. MGI1's on an in-lap, so that is the end of qualifying. STFC Dawn misses out by only 3/100ths of a second from XRL Fozzie. Wow, that's close. And then we've also got Sean Bean ahead of Ribo by a mere 1/1000th of a second. That's literally the width of a piece of rice paper between those guys. Then we've got Tom 65 on a 37.1, only 2/10 adrift. And you look at that, the top 8, 9 even, covered by half a second. That's insanely close. The entire field by a mere 1 second. We could be in for an absolute corker tonight here, folks. Meantime, on the stream, if you saw that, I've got nothing more I can say. Meantime, JK10 asked, who do we think will be on the podium? Well, judging by the pace that we saw by the guys in front, would you bet against XRL Fozzy? I'm not so sure I would, because he showed great pace in the F1 division. But last night, Sean Bean said not to expect much of him in the race. And the next thing we know, all of a sudden, boom, he is in the points and would have been fighting towards the podium had he not had his wheel fail. So I don't know. It's a question of who's got the pace in qualifying over 1 lap and who's got it over the longer race stint.
Yeah, it's all about the first stint, really. If you get your first stint and you can go long with the time, then you've got a good chance for the race. If you have to go in early, then that might as well be your race screwed.
Well, I mean, what about the undercut? How powerful is that? Because we saw in Abu Dhabi that the undercut was an extremely good strategy. Is that one you could potentially employ here in the United States?
Personally, I don't think the undercut is very strong due to the fact that it's a very small leap to the line. But if you get... Oh, Nikita's gone.
Unbelievable, we've lost Nikita again. We would have had 13 drivers if that happened, and yet she's now showing in P1. Ignore that, she's obviously not there. Everything else, though, is as they were on the grid, so at least it's not messed the grid up. And as I say, I mean, I'm really impressed by how close the field was. Literally, all of them within a second of each other. That's insanely close stuff. Well, go on then, who's your prediction for the race then? Who would you back if you were a betting man?
I would back XRL Fozzy.
That's a pretty safe bet, I'd say. We have seen SCFC Dawn having pace and then dropping off in the race here. He's got a lot to prove. And also Sean Bean, he's in that critical position in P3. He needs to be able to fight for the victory if he wants to wrap up the title. Tom 625, meanwhile, he finds himself just off the podium positions. Not in a bad position. He's got his teammate behind him. If he's got him rear gunning and he can outdo Rybal towards his first corner, he may have a chance to take this to the wire. It's all going to be a matter of what these guys can deliver out there. So the only way we're going to know is by getting out onto the track itself. So we're going to be here, of course, for uninterrupted coverage live exclusively on Twitch.tv, brought to you tonight by GT Omega Racing and Gatepod.co.uk. Let's get out to the track and see what these guys are made of. So on the grid here in the United States of America, Austin, Texas, the Phantom car in pole position. We all know she was never really there. Nikita, unfortunately, sidelined before the race. We are going to be live, uninterrupted here on Twitch.tv with coverage from the United States of America. We've got a 56-lap Grand Prix ahead. And can Sean Bean wrap up the title here in the United States? Or will Tom 65 take it to the wire? Let's find out now! So getting off the start, XRL Fozzy gets a decent drive away as SCFC Dawn follows. Behind them, we've got a very close skirmish. Sean Bean going around the outside. Rival and Tom 65 will leave side by side. In the meantime, SCFC Dawn's under real pressure here as Sean Bean's got the inside line. Heading into a chicane. I think Rival's just going to give it up there. He's just not close enough to the back of that Ferrari. Oh, but Rival nearly went through the chicane. As the SCFC Dawn is struggling so bad under the heavy fuel. XRL Fozzy meanwhile starts to streak away. A great chance here. Side by side now between Sean Bean and Rival 95 Double X trying to head out the second sector. Rival has to give it up, and that might open the door here for Tom 625 in the Sauber, I believe, who's right behind him. It might be his teammate Jamie. Let's find out on the order. Indeed, that's Jamie behind him. Tom 65 lost out to his teammate, and one of the Red Bulls, Wilson does 69, trying to go up the inside there as Jamie dives onto the straight side by side here with Rival 95 with the superior gearbox of the Williams. Means he's going to have to give that up. Tom 65 now stuck behind his teammate, Francis and go down towards the hairpin corner into the slipstream. Great chance of a side-by-side here, and Jamie's just too far in front. Meanwhile, the Living Dead 69 figure going around the outside of the Red Bull there, but he just about gets away with that. Meanwhile, right, look at that unbelievable drive from the Red Bull driver gets on the outside around the start of sinking. That's actually XRL Bernie, the Living Dead 69. Great driving here, but Tom 69 fighting back on the inside. XRL Bernie's just got enough to hang on around there to take the position. Disaster for Tom 625. He also have a chance of taking the title in Brazil. Jamie 2503, meanwhile, his teammate follows up behind of Rivo in 4th place. Looking to go on the inside of the final corner as Sean B gets close to SCFC Dan. He wants to get as close to the front as possible and wrap up the title race. And we've got a 5-car duel behind towards the bottom end of the point. XRL Bernie under pressure now from Tom 65 in the Sauber. No DRS available for the next 2 laps though. And Tom 65 is just not close to the middle. XRL Rusty wants to dive on the inside of the Force India. Has he got the traction to pull away? No, Tom 65's just got the grip. But he's falling backwards through the field. Tom 65 really struggling in this opening stint. This could really have MGI 1 in the Force India, not the XRL Rusty. I do apologise. And Tom 65 going a little wide. The chicane there really getting ragged. MGI 1 has to back out of that, making sure he doesn't hit him. This is all going off here on Texas America. Meanwhile, we've got a teammate to STC. Oh, big mistake there! The Williams side, the Mercedes side swiping the driving of MGI1, and that's putting under pressure of XRL Rusty at the bottom end of the points. Island Jigsaw's getting totally out of shape there, nearly knocked him off the track. Very, very aggressive. Not sure he realised where the driver was. Well, needless to say, that was almost a very heavy accident. As Thompson around 95 goes on the inside of Jamie 2503 by the looks of it. Has he made that stick? No, it's just not got the speed out of the corner.
Yeah, Sean's gone up to P2 now. He's just overtaken SCFC down on that DRS straight without the DRS.
Well, that's underlying his pace in the car. If you can get past someone without the DRS, what happens when you've got it? And XRL Bernie punching above his weight here in P6, trying to get as close to the front as he can. Tom 65, meanwhile, he'll be ruining his pace at the moment, down in P7. He's got it all to do. JK10 reckons that will it be Sean and Fozzie to run away, and do we agree? Well, at the moment, they certainly showed they've got a lot of pace there. Sean Measley able to get ahead, but not as well. You've got to make sure, give props out to STFC Dawn. He's hanging on to the back of these guys. He's not letting them go. Meanwhile, side-by-side action there, and I think there's been an accident between the Force India and one of the other drivers. I think a side pod glitch may have been engaged there. Not sure exactly what happened. That's XRL Rusty now in P8, and behind him, MGI1. Oh, we've got comments about the move that was being done a bit earlier on by Isle of Jigsaws by LGS, claiming it does not look like it was a legal move. Well, it's all to the stewards, and I think that move may have actually given the position back, actually. He was running in P8, and now appears to be down near the bottom end of the points. Indeed, he's now in P10, so he has actually given the position back.
Yeah, Living Dead is now in P11. I think he must have been the one that had the incident at turn 1.
Well, we'll have to get their comments on that, make sure it's noted down. Tom 65 got DRS on the back of XRL Bernie, who's also got it. But despite that, put ahead of him, Jamie 2503 and Rivo dropped away. Jamie 2503 has actually gone ahead of Rivo. That was surely a DRS assisted pass there. And XRL Bernie just had enough to defend from Tom 625 Sauber. Tom is going to be furious here because his title chances are slipping from his grasp with every single lap as Sean Bean makes hay while the sun shines. So Tom 65 looking at the back of XRL Bernie, hoping he can get closer through the sector 3. DRS of course will be available on the next straight, but I do believe that Bernie's going to have that on Rivo 95's Williams, because they look very close on track to me. So any advantage Tom gets with DRS is going to be negated. Indeed, the XRL Bernie has that. Rivo's now under pressure from the Red Bull behind him, but I think he's just too far ahead. At the front of the chain though, the three drivers at the top have not broke away from each other. Even as Sean Bean's managed to get past SCSC Dan, who's in 3rd place at the moment, Sean Bean's not broken away, and crucially neither has XRL Fozzie. We've still got a scrap for the victory here, viewers.
Interesting, because Sean is actually on the prime tyre compared to the other two who are on options. So this is a good choice by Sean if he can hold it out.
Well, STFC now got better grip there as MGI1 has lost connection. That's 2 drivers who now dropped out of the race. Every driver's now going to score a point. That's scant consolation for the drivers. You don't want to be at the back of the chain. But STFC Don, is he going to have DRS on the back of Sean Bean here? And also, with the speed that Sean Bean had on STFC Don, is he going to be able to close up to the back of Fozzy? He might have DRS, but that McLaren's not getting any closer. Fozzy doing a great job here. Moving back through the field, Jamie2503's got Rival 95, XRL Bernie and Tom625 all clamouring after him, but he's got a little bit of a gap ahead of the Williams now, as he's come under pressure from XRL Bernie. Indeed, Rival gets a poor exit at the start of the stadium section, so that's giving... Oh, Tom625 fancies a chance on the inside of XRL Bernie here. This will be great if he can get the traction, but XRL Bernie on the outside just gets the natural line to take that back. Good driving for the pair of them, though. Very, very clean. Into turn 19, all drivers are going to be careful they don't go over the outside here, and they've all kept it nice and clean so far. Evidently the constant whining from me in the commentary box is paying off. People are actually listening, as XRL Bernie and Tom625 deploy the DRS to go after Ribo. Actually, meanwhile, we've got a fight for the lead up front. That's happened off the inside minimap as XRL Bernie defends from Tom625. And we've also got two cars very, very close together. I'm assuming that's Sean Bean and XRL Fozzy. Indeed, they're side by side going through the chicane. Sean Bean on the inside at sector 1. And he's got away with that when it goes off the track. So XRL Fozzy's now got a great chance to take it back at the start of sector 2. He's managed to take it back as Sean Bean goes off the circuit. They're both side by side. Who's going to get the DRS here? STFC Don follows the defense and a cheeky little chance at the pair of them into the hairpin down towards the DRS zone. Sean Bean's on the inside as now XRL Fozzy goes off the track. Curves deployed by Sean Bean. Look at the traction he's got there on the DRS straight. Who's got the advantage? It's Sean Bean, and XRL Fozzy is going to run out of grip here. Question is, will Fozzy be able to undercut back towards the next corner? As STFC Don fancies a look as well, so does Jamie2503. All of a sudden it's a 4-car scrap. Where has this come from? But Sean Bean now inherits the lead as XRL Fozzy falters into second 2.
Yeah, don't forget the other 3 cars behind Jamie02503.
Exactly, we could have a 7-car scrap here, viewers. Who says Formula 1's boring? Heading through the full turn 8 here, we're going to get as much grip as possible. Jamie2503 on board with the Sauber driver, looking at the back of STFC Don, who goes off the track at turn 19. Gets a lot of lost grip there, so Jamie may have a chance. Oh, he's been caught up by the late braking there, and then a little bit of lag just to put the icing on the cake here. Who knows what's going on? DRS deployed by both STFC Don, Jamie2503, and also XRL Fozzy. He thinks about a look at the hairpin, decides now's not the best chance here. He's going to be hanging on for that sector 2 long DRS straight. But Jamie2503 and STFC Don are following along for the ride. This is not going to be easy for the victory here. Whoever takes the checkered flag so far, you'd expect they'll have earned it. On the stream, a couple of predictions that have gone here. LGS says that he reckons Fozzy, Jamie and STFC Don will get the undercut on Sean Bean. Well, they started on the softer compound tyre though, so surely having those tyres later on will come to their advantage. What's your take on that here, Chris?
It's going to be interesting. Like I say, if Sean can hold these tyres out for quite a long time, then obviously that means he's got obviously a lot more grip with the tyres, so his tyre wear isn't as bad, which means he could potentially do one more stop. But
meanwhile, all of a sudden we've got a 5-car scrap for third. STFC has been reined in by Jamie2503, and behind them Rival 95X, XRL Bernie and Tom625 have all come along for the rise. Jamie goes wide at the end of the stadium sector there. Rival thinks about diving up the inside, but Jamie's just got the extra traction. Whether it was gained legally or not is another matter. But now Rival's all over his gearbox as XRL Bernie and Tom625 join the battle. All of a sudden it's all going off. Meanwhile, XRL Bobbers asks, am I breathing okay? Yes, I am. I'm still alive. No, in the meantime, XRL Bernie thinks about a look at the back of Rival 95 double X there, but Rival 95 just hangs on. DRS deployed from XRL Bernie. He's got Tom625 all over his gearbox. Tom625 figured out pulling out the slipstream and realises he's just too far back. Oh, as XRL Bernie hits the back of Rival there, gets totally lost the grip, and Tom625 nearly drove around the inside of him, but just about hung on there. Really tense stuff.
That was a little bit scrappy there from Bernie, but Ryder managed to keep the place and not lost any time. So.
And look at how close they're, the top 7 now. What's that between first and 7th place? What's 5, maybe 4, maybe 6 seconds possibly? There's almost nothing between those guys at the moment. XRL Bernie looking at the back of Rybo, who's going to be under pressure here under the DRS. Kerr's being deployed by XRL Bernie to try and push as close as possible. Getting the flap nice, open nice and over here, and Rybo's not got the advantage on Jamie 2503. This is XRL Bernie's best chance. Kicking close to the inside line there. He's going to have to be very late on the brakes, and he's going to have a go. Oh, and Rybo kisses the outside wheel, but that's beautifully done by XRL Bernie. Oh, well, Pharisees, he puts his car right on the inside and muscles his way through. Top 65 dies on the inside of Rybo and almost fancied a chance at XRL Bernie there, but the lack of traction means Rybo and him are going to be side by side through full turn 8. Rybo goes over the inside lines there, realising it's going to be an illegal move, and yields to Tom 625. Good fair driving from Rybo there, realised he would gain the unfair advantage and did all he could to avoid it. Meanwhile, in the pits, we've got someone diving in already. Who is that? Can't tell here. And the high pit wall does not help, and I can't get on board. Find out for us.
Fozzy.
So Fozzy's boxed early, only 8 laps. That seems very early, doesn't it?
Yeah, the options, I reckon they've just gone on him. So it's going to be interesting for STFC Dan now, see how many laps he can get out of them option tyres.
Indeed, and also, let's not forget, Sean Bean now has got a bit of clean air at the front all of a sudden, because SCSC Dawn is about 3 seconds adrift of him. So this is a great opportunity now for Sean Bean to get some clean air laps in there, keep his nose nice and clean, and avoid getting caught up in any accidents, while the likes of XRL Fozzy, Tom 625 and XRL Bernie are all going to be tripping over each other. Well, Fozzy's come out in a very much adrift of these guys, so for now, he's not under threat, as Rybo has lost out big time on the last lap there, finds himself staring at the back of both Tom 625 and XRL Bernie, who are chasing quickly on Jamie 2503. Tom 625 is still not out the championship hunt. If things finish as they are now, he will definitely have no chance. But if he can get past both Bernie and his teammate, it may go to the wire at Sao Paulo.
That is if Sean doesn't finish. That is if Sean doesn't win the race.
Exactly, so it's all to play for. Meanwhile, on the stream, Nira Toasty says Sean is doing a greater job on the slower tyre, and I think he'll play his favour. Well, as I say, we've seen this before, starting on a slower tyre and going long. You can turn it into a great strategy if you can get the laps out of it. You have to get the pace there early on. Sean B's certainly done that so far, but it's a question of whether there's any issues later on in the race for him. As XRL Bernie and Tom 625 both go over the white line at turn 19. Watch your line, boys. As Jamie 2503 dives into the box, Snap released the pair of them. XRL Bernie now running in P3, snapping at the back of STSC Dawn, and Tom 625 in P4. Still clinging on to his hopes here, and he's still got a chance to fight on. But don't forget, Sean Bean and Tom are on the same tyre compound as our XRL Bernie, so he's not got any gain on Sean Bean at this moment.
I hope that Sean goes into traffic as soon as he comes out of the pits.
That's the hope. It's a question of whether that's the hope more than a reality, more than likely. Will we see stranger things happen as Tom 635 gets closer to the back of XRL Bernie, and he's really got on the stream. LGS says Tom needs to beat Sean to have any chance of keeping his title challenge alive. Well, that's what I'd expect as well, but as I say, I've not got the tables with me. But needless to say, he's really got to push on and hope something happens here. He's doing all that he can, running in P4 now, and he's got DRS available to him. Looking at the back of XRL Bernie, I don't think he's got the same advantage on Dan. So this is a great chance here. We saw how late Bernie braked. Tom 65 does not feel as brave though. Goes all 4 tyres over the inside and the outside of the corner though. Definitely not where you need to be doing that. If you do that too many times, you are going to be staring down the barrel of a meter with Sturt. Klaus on the street meanwhile says, come on Bernie. Well, why not? He's running in P3. He's hiding his ramp for quite some time here. And why, the chance for a sneaky podium? I'm sure he's going to give it his all.
Not won a race for about 3 seasons now, so you never know. If things play out his way, he may even get his win for the first time.
Tom 625 extends the track badly at turn 19, goes way up. LGS points out that Sean Bean is actually 37 points ahead of Tom 625. Surely if that's the case, then Tom 625 would need to win, and Sean Bean would have to come fourth.
Yep, that is it. I think they'll make it a point in Sean's favour. It should be 25 points, something like that.
Well, then Sean would win it on countback through victories.
Yeah, exactly. So Sean.
So the title will be over. So even if Sean Bean plays strategic and then realises his tyres are going and decides to let someone through rather than risk being taken off, he'll still be champion. Pound seats are definitely Sean Bean's at the moment to wrap it up here in Austin, Texas. And meanwhile, STSC Darn is now under big pressure from XRL Bernie. Those tyres look like they've reached the end of the boot life to me. And XRL Bernie on the prime tyres fancies an option go here. Check it out. STSC Darn's scruffy exit deploys all his curse to try and get away, but XRL Bernie's in a great position now. DRS will be available, pulls out the slipstream straight away, not wasting any time here. Now, what's Tom 625 going to say about this? Is he going to get close enough to do the same move on the same straight? No, he's not. So crucial. Oh, Bernie goes totally off the track, totally gets his braking wrong, and Tom 625 goes past him. Disaster for XRL Bernie.
Oh, Tom made a move. Not the one he
Tom 65 looking to go to the inside here. He's not waiting. He's going to go through turn 17, but he's just not got the grip on the inside. Just not quite got the power to get out of the corner there. But he's clearly not wanting to be stuck behind the STSC Darn's slower running option tyres. Oh, down went off the track and joined very perilously close to Tom 625 there. STSC Darn's still not giving up. He's not got into the box. He's surely losing far too much time on the likes of XRL Fozzy now, the other options runners. And XRL Bernie meanwhile puts the DRS flap open, fancies a chance at both Tom 625 and STSC Darn. Tom 625 thinking about the inside of the hairpin, backs out of it, realises he's just not close enough. But Tom 65 fancies turning around, driving around the chicane. Well, that'll be a very brazen move. You can pull that off. That's just going to make it easier for Bernie, who's catching you hand over fist here, Tom. Stay back and wait. Not that you can hear me because you've not got the stream on.
This is all about the waiting game now.
On the stream, meanwhile, XRL Bobber says, in a way, I wish I wasn't moved up to F1. I would be battling with Sean for the title this season. Well, the main thing is you'll be doing a great job at F1. And then Tom 65 dives on the inside of the hairpin, and XRL Bernie doubles the pair of them! Thank you very much, says the Red Bull driver. Beautiful stuff there. Opportunistic and cunning. And Jamie2503, I believe that is behind, is also catching quite quickly. That's Rimo in the Williams. Well, Tom 625 will
be interesting because he made a pit stop.
Tom 625 will be cursing himself for that mistake. Pushed far too early with the hairpin, and XRL Bernie, the ultimate opportunist there, just went, okay, fair enough. And meanwhile, Sean Bean is actually not far ahead of these guys. Surprisingly, I thought he'd be further than that.
Still probably running in lean, just cruising.
It's not a bad strategy. Save your tyres, save your fuel. He's got to be careful he doesn't get stuck in the traffic though. We saw how close these guys were in the middle of the laps. You don't want to get held up there. As STSC Darn finally realises the game is up and dives into the pit. Tom 65 deploys the DRS. No defence now for XRL Bernie. He's not going to hire ahead of him to give him the same advantage. Tom 65 thinks about the inside of the first hairpin, decides it's best to wait. Oh, and then XRL Bernie goes wide on the outside of turn 1. Are we going to see Kimi Räikkönen or Nico Hulkenberg here? Through turn 2, this looks like a great opportunity for Tom 625, and he just gets the better grip to pull that off. XRL Bernie fighting back, he's not giving up the ghost though. These two are really going at it, hammer and tongs. Oh, XRL Bernie thinking about the inside of the final corner of sector 1 there. Just realising it's going to be too tight to wedge. Decides he's going to hang back, and Tom 65, is he going to be a strategist here? Is he going to try and let Bernie ahead the DRS? No, he's not. So Tom 65 now is on the outside line, the compromised line, and he's not got DRS as Rimo thinks about doing the same move on him there. Just about gets away with that, Tom 65, as Rimo backs out on the move. Tom 65 deploys his curse though. He's not got DRS, but even so, look how close he's sticking to the back of Bernie here. Even with the DRS advantage, that Red Bull's not getting away. Tom 65 fancies a late lunge, decides better of it, as Bernie once again goes wider than a hairpin, makes the same mistake, and Tom 65 goes back through. Excellent stuff.
Yeah, this is great stuff, great entertainment, and I hope you guys on the stream are loving this.
On the stream, meanwhile, Klaus is saying it was a great move by XRL Bernie. And it's Miley asking, hey man, how's it going? Well, you've heard the chaos, it's going quite chaotic right now. So plenty of things going on here. So Rambo 95X looking at the back of XRL Bernie. He makes a mistake for turn 19. Costs him a lot of time as he slows down to avoid getting an advantage. Bernie is now the one who's got the DRS flat. These two are treating it like a touring car race at Brands Hatch here. They're literally going at it every single lap, and why the hell not? Meanwhile, Sean Bean, we're watching ahead of this thinking, well, you guys trip over each other all you want. I'm just going to command the race lead.
Hopefully he's not watching though.
Well, true, but you know what I mean. Heading through the chicanes now, XRL Bernie trying to get as good grip as possible on the back of Tom 625. Pushing closer to the inside curves of Tom there. Evidently Bernie's got a lot more confidence in the high-speed corners. Obviously gone for a more downforce approach than Tom 625.
I think Bernie's also got a longer gearbox because the amount of speed he can get down that straight is quite incredible.
Well, this is going to be a big test of that now because Tom 625 finds himself under attack here. He's not got a DRS, but one thing we have seen is braking issues for XRL Bernie. He's gone off twice at this hairpin, so he's got to be careful he doesn't try and late lunge here and find himself once again kissing the outside asphalt. He decides he's going to go for it, but he brakes nice and early. Evidently he's learned his lesson. Oh, he goes all 4 tyres over the inside there. Not something you can keep doing. You've got to be careful of the track limits. He knows full well that I'm not very sympathetic to drivers doing that, so he's got to be very careful. Heading out of the Hockenheim section, I'm going to call it actually, it's easier, into faux turn 8, and once again Tom 625 seems to get decent traction through that corner, pushes very wide to get maximum speed, but I've seen a lot of drivers favouring the inside there. As a driver yourself, Chris, what way would you prefer to take that corner?
Personally, I take it inwards instead of outwards because I always find when I'm on the heavy fuel that my car decides to go all the way wide and then I go all forwards off the track. So I find it going inside gets me more speed, then I'll get a better exit as well.
XRL Bernie thinking about passing the first hairpin here. Maybe if he can get himself clear and break the gap, but he's decided he's just not got the room. Make sure that him and Tom 625 don't collide. Meanwhile, behind now we've got a battle going on as well. Come on, viewers, heads or tails? I don't know where to go at the moment. XRL Bernie's got better grip going through the first. Oh, he's hit the back of Tom 625 there. Evidently, so much more confidence in the car that he's almost damaged the diffuser. He's got to be careful he doesn't do that. Game is very easy to cause damage to the back of the car.
Switch behind you, you've got a battle between Rivo and Fozzie on fresh primes. He's probably about 10 seconds behind Sean now. If he does get the undercut, that's pretty huge.
Well, that answers LGS's question. He was asking what was the gap between Fozzie and Shaw. If it's less than 16 seconds, Fozzie will take the lead. As DRS is deployed by Bernie, and look at the overspeed difference. Can he get the car stopped is the big question. He's gone very, very pensive on the brakes, very defensive there. Make sure he didn't push, and also behind him, the McLaren is now ahead of Rivo. So XRL Fozzie is going to be catching up to the pack of these two very, very quickly. We're going to see a three-car duel all over again. And Tom 625 takes his favoured tighter line, but he's just not able to get the traction down there. Oh, he's made a mistake and spun the car. He's hit the wall. XRL Fozzie goes through, as does Rival 95. Disaster for Tom 625. He's cracked under the pressure and made a critical mistake.
I'm just wondering if he clipped the back of XRL Bernie's car to make him spin like that.
Rambo 95 decides he's gone into the box by the looks of it. He's not giving up any time here. At least I think that not. Yeah, it is Ribo. So strangely, Tom 625, despite struggling with the rear end, has decided it's better to stick it out. So Fozzie, meantime, now is catching very quickly to the back of XRL Bernie. The fresh option tyres will be giving him a lot more power, but I'm already seeing lines forming on the middle of those rear tyres here. That's not good for tyre wear because he only pitted 7 laps ago. And Isle of Jigsaws was disqualified from the session. Meanwhile, on the street, another possession of potential illegal overtake at the hairpin corner there. Potentially all 4 tyres over the white line. Well, I think that's another one we'll have to review the race footage for. When you're commentating, sometimes it's not easy to spot those because of the angles of the camera. Jamie2503 now has actually caught up to the back of his teammate, despite having a pit stop. So Tom 625's race is going to go from bad to worse.
Yeah, it's not turned out for on tonight, but Sean, so far, I'm saying so far because I don't want to get another commentator to go for Sean, is doing a reasonable job.
Yeah, Tom's here. Sean B22 looks like he's definitely going to win the title there. I'm going to put my hat in the ring. Oh, Jamie, meanwhile, got some terrible black there. What was that? Unbelievable stuff. I mean, you're in charge of describing the rules tonight, don't forget. You're the one doing all the incidents.
Yep, I've already got some.
Good. Right, oh yeah, Jamie now lagging all over the place. This is not a good... Oh! Hit the back of Tom 65 in the final corner, and I think he's going to go ahead here, but that's more a lag-assisted pass rather than anything. This is not what we need here. We need to try and keep it nice and clean. The last thing we want is people lagging into each other. Meanwhile, XRL Fozzy has now caught up to XRL Bernie. In the meantime, can you try and get Jigsaws in to find out what actually happened and why he got disqualified?
Yep, sure.
Because I'm curious to know what happened. Because there was no yellow flags, which suggests that he wasn't stopped on the track. That's usually what happens if someone stops in the middle of the circuit. But I didn't see any yellow flags going around, so it sounds like a genuine disqualification. Meanwhile, XRL Fozzy now going to have a chance at XRL Bernie. He goes wide and a hairpin before the DRS zone, so great chance for Fozzy now, as he will have better traction here. Jigsaws, we saw that he got disqualified. Can you tell us what happened?
Well, just corner cuts basically, and it was just through frustration of incompetent drivers who were just diving up the inside of people and they don't know how to race.
When you say corner cuts, was there anything in particular? Oh, Jigsaw, can you hear me?
Oh, sorry, yeah, can you repeat that? My mic cut out.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I was just saying, I mean, was it any particular area where you seem to be getting penalised for it? When you say... Yeah,
it was just on the pit entry. I locked my brakes up and I went past it, so I got disqualified.
Oh, I see. So you like treated that you completely like straight line the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, disaster! Wow, that's really bad there. I mean, your pace looked pretty solid. Were you expecting to maybe get threatened towards the podium or anything towards the end?
Yeah, I was hoping obviously to be on a packing lean, but MJ dived up inside and made me spin out, and same as Living Dead earlier on in the first couple of laps, he dived up and hit a full single and that blocked me up.
Right, was that the hairpin corner at zone 1?
Yeah, I had a 5-second lag spike, so...
Well, sounds like a race to forget, really. But obviously, the season climax next week in Interlagos. Is that a track where you hope you've had better fortune?
Yeah, it's one of my favourite tracks out of all 19.
Yeah, I think that's a common comment from many of the drivers, really. So either way, you've got plenty of time now to sit back and focus on that. Commiserations for what happened, and look forward to a better race from you in Brazil.
Thank you.
Well, in the meantime, XRL Bernie has definitely fallen away from the back of Fozzy. The tyre difference clearly showing there, because even with the DRS, look at the gap the McLaren drivers got there. So XRL Bernie is going for the long haul, because don't forget, it's nearly 20 laps old, these tyres now. And the same with Sean Bean. These guys are really pushing the limits here. While the likes of STFC Dawn have already been in, you've got Tom 65. He's fallen so far through the field now, down in P6, and he's under pressure from Ribo, who went into the pits not long ago. So if Ribo goes ahead, it's going to have a full pit stop ahead of him.
Yeah, this is turning out from bad to worse for Tom. Reasonable qualifying, but the race is just not going his way. Jamie, his teammate, who came in earlier, is in P2.
It just goes to show that you need to get your tyre strategy right at the right time and drive to the tyres. As Rival gets a bit of a rear end wheel squiggle coming out at the end of the Hockenheim section into the faux turn 8. He's definitely going to have a great chance here as we head down towards turn 19, the dreaded corner where everyone likes to go wide. And Tom 65 just keeps inside the lines, Rival, and Tom decides he's had enough. He's going to go into the box, but well, look at that. Rival's going to have a full pit stop ahead of him. Meanwhile, on the stream, we've got people commenting regarding the corners as XRL Bernie has dived in for his option stint, comes out in P5. Well, that's curious.
Yeah, pretty decent place. He's got clean air as well, so pretty decent strategy there by Dan.
On the stream, we're getting quite a few things about the corners. Well, I will say, corner cutting tonight has not been as bad as the last night's race was. It was a little more abrasive last night's race. But I will say, I do see quite a lot of people extending, and unfortunately, well, And the amount of time, no matter how much I rant about it, the fact is that not enough serious penalties are being handed down. Once some people start getting disqualified for doing it, people are going to keep doing it. Because to be honest, who cares about getting a 10-second penalty because of points on the licence? If you can get 3 race victories, what does it matter? The fact is, if you keep them doing it, you should get black flag. That's my opinion. I mean, you're a driver, you're someone who has to deal with the pressures of the fuel loads and everything else. What's your take on it?
Well, first in is an absolute nightmare for me. Heavy fuel load alone is...
Sean Bean boxes, and so does Fozzie! Sean Bean's got into the box and Fozzie is already in! Only 11 laps after doing a prime run! What is that about?
He's just trying to cover Sean off.
Well, he's obviously failed because he's now behind Sean and he would have had track position in clean air. Now they're out behind the likes of STFC Darn and all of those out ahead of them. Out in first place now is Jamie2503. On the stream, Bobbits is saying, don't worry, Swish, we will sort it. Yeah, you better do. Now, XRL Fozzie in P4 has got XRL Bernie all over the back of him. Bernie is on the option tyres. Fozzie is on the primes. This could get very interesting. So heading into the DRS zone, XRL Bernie getting up towards the inside. Fozzie just avoids getting hit in the back there by XRL Bernie. He seems to have problems with his brakes so far. Really pushed the inside rules on that in terms of contacts in the car. DRS flat, Fozzie decides he's going to defend straight to the inside. He's not wasting any time here with that McLaren. He wants to make it as difficult as possible for that Red Bull. And both drivers go over the inside as well. As XRL Bernie tries to get better traction down on his quicker option tyres, he needs to get out from behind this McLaren. The last thing he wants is dirty air chewing those tyres to pieces. High tyre wearing track as we go into faux turn 8. High speed grip required here, and both drivers taking that quite nicely. Dan taking the inside line, whereas XRL Fozzie goes wide. On the stream, XRL Fozzie says, I know what Fozzie is doing, don't worry, we spoke about it. Okay. Lee's also saying on the street, no, at least 3 drivers should be disqualified from last night's race. I'm saying nothing. That's up to the stewards to decide. I'm not commenting on that one.
I'm going to say as a joke, Lee should have been one of them. In the meantime, XRL Bernie trying to get the quicker rubber down through sector 1 to give him a great chance here to attack the back of XRL Fozzie. Once again, Bernie pushing him. He just had the wheels on the white lines there through the chicanes. Really pushed the limits, got away with that. Once again, he's just keeping inside the track limits through sector 1, and then just goes slightly over at the end of the start of sector 2 there, Bernie. Got to be careful, he's not doing it too much or it will be penalties. Wide line favour from Bernie there, didn't give him any favours though, as XRL Fozzie got much better traction. DRS flat wide over the Red Bull, he is close to the McLaren now. XRL Fozzie under real pressure as we head down towards this hairpin. Can he keep it on the inside? He's taking the inside line here, making it as difficult as he can. He's going to force Bernie to go the long way round. Bernie backs out of it. Meanwhile, Sean Bean ahead of them has now started to catch up to the back of Blios, STFC Darn. And I'm not sure if Dan's even been into the box yet. Yeah, he has.
So this is definitely for track position, and Sean Bean's really going to try and clear him. He goes wide there at the end of faux turn 8. Pretty poor driving there. Let's just see Darn, and Sean Bean extends turn 19.
But it's a battle between Fozzie and Dan, and...
they've gone off the track.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Was that Dan going off the track to make the move?
No, Dan gave no room for Fozzie. Fozzie was starting to turn in, but he couldn't go anywhere else.
Well, note that down and it will be reviewed after the race. Unfortunately, I wasn't on board. But Sean B22, look at the back of STFC Darn now. Sean B's on the option tyres. He's gone early to the quicker rubber. So it'll be interesting to see if the likes of Fozzie will be able to overhaul him on the long tyres. It'll be interesting to see what's said there. Lee, I might have been in the race last night in the stewards. Oh, mistake there for STFC Darn. Clips the curve at the start of sector 2, and that gives Sean Bean the second place for now. But will DRS come into play here for STFC Darn? Lee, I will say that while I was watching last night's race, I don't discuss penalties of other racing on the street because it's not fair on the drivers. Meanwhile, a couple of messages have been sent to me by one of the viewers through Xbox Live. Well, comments from Jigsaw's basically saying that while the drivers are quick, some of them have not really got the racecraft for the fuel due to very dangerous passes and everything else. So, again, I don't want to say too much more about that, but the only thing I can recommend Jigsaw's, if you're listening, is if you have any comments, you can pass them on to the head stewards after the race. As Fozzie once again goes wide at turn 19, drivers really like extending the track there, and again, it's something that I don't see any excuse for.
Just cut turn 1,
yeah, you can see that, didn't you? You just went flying through the air. I mean, the track limits, I really am a broken record with this. I really am an absolute broken record. Well, the fact of the matter is, the white lines define the track. I mean, look at XRL Fozzie there. Totally over the inside twice in 2 corners. You can't keep doing that. That's just nonsense. You can't just make up your own racetrack. I've got a little bit of a lull in the action so far as the drivers are spread out a little bit. So Chris, do you want to do us a quick rundown of the fastest laps and where everybody's at?
I can definitely tell you the fastest laps. Currently the fastest lap is Sean Bean with a 1 minute 40.8. However, leading the race at the minute is Jamie 2503. Sean Bean is currently running in P2. STFC Dan 97 is currently running P3. They're the top 3 at the minute. Then in 4th place we've got XRL Bernie. 5th place we've got XRL Fozzie. 6th place, 7th place is Tom 625. 8th place is the Living Dead 69. 9th place is XRL Rusty, who retired on the who lagged out is MJR1 in 10th place.
Can you say who was in 6th place again? You might start to clip out there, so I didn't catch that.
6th place is Rybo 95.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, then, on the stream, Lee echoes a comment which I go agree with. Bring back gravel traps. Well, yeah, bring them back with TEPCO barriers. That'll solve this completely. Solve it overnight. Go off the track, boom, you're in the wall. I mean, if they can race around tracks like Monaco without TEPCO barriers everywhere, I don't see why it'd be a problem putting gravel traps here.
The problem with that is just places like Nürburgring at Turn 1. If you remember back in 2007 where they had all that rain, all the cars just sliding off.
Well, they had that at Brazil in 2003 as well, but they've not done much to change it. There's a little bit of AstroTurf there, but even then, you know, the fact of the matter is, I mean, we've had what about Spa in 1997? They even had a wider version from the source, and it still cost 14 cars to pile into each other. So just having the AstroTurf there isn't going to stop the guys crashing into each other in the event of rain. And at the end of the day, you know, the weather should not dictate how the track's built. It should be designed so, yes, you've got drainage. You know, having the right drainage is just as important as having the runoff. As XRL Bernie shows us why it's so easy to take advantage there, goes totally deep in the hairpin, and while he's got Fozzie all over his gearbox, he's not really lost out. He's also caught up very closely to the back of Jamie 2503, who's now in the lead. So we've got a battle for the lead and a battle for 4th place.
Yeah, the differences between Sean and Jamie is the difference in compounds. Sean is on the softs, whilst we've got, well, not the softs, we've got the options, sorry, and Jamie's on the primes.
Well, DRS flat wide open. Sean B dives towards the inside, keeps it just in the white lines there, and that's as clean as you like. Crucial move, because if you can get a quick run through Sector 1, it's a real chance for him to be able to retain the position. And XRL Bernie's just held off XRL Fozzie into the start of Sector 1, but if Fozzie can hook it up here, he'll have a chance down towards that hairpin in Sector 2. But Fozzie doesn't. I'm not sure if Bernie's cut in the corner there at the end. It looked like he may have gone over the inside due to the amount of dust that was kicked up.
Yeah, the dust can get kicked up with even one tyre off the track, so it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, if they're too far behind, I don't want to make a judgment on that. But XRL Bernie now is staring at the back of STFC Dan, who's currently in P3, sorry. DRS flat wide open from XRL Fozzie. Is he going to get closer to the back of XRL Bernie here? Tries to get closer to the substream, but he's just too far away to affect the path. Question is, can Bernie get the car stopped without going off the track? Well, he's stopped him, he's gone over the white lines once again. Heading into the tight hairpin at the end of the Hockenheimer section. All drivers pushing as wide as they can to get the extra traction there. And we're getting a bit of a train forming behind the back of XRL with these guys. STFC Dog is getting caught quickly by XRL Bernie, and XRL Fozzie is being dragged along for the ride. Meanwhile, second place, Jamie 2503 dives into the box. Is that his first pit stop?
No, that's his second pit stop.
I was going to say, I thought that would be a very long time if you made that on one stop. XRL Fozzie with the DRS flat wide open takes a look at XRL Bernie to turn 1, realises he's not going to get through there, but he has put Bernie under enough pressure to make a mistake. Who's gone wide in a hairpin? Good driving here from Fozzie. It's about being a tactician rather than being of a brute force sometimes, and he's put the pressure on XRL Bernie, who's making the mistakes now. He's pushing very hard, but look at the pace he picked up in the middle of Sector 1 there. Just able to drive through those chicanes like they're almost straight without cutting the lines. Meanwhile, Rifle Chip is saying that every XRL race has corner cutting and it should be up to Codemasters to take responsibility. Well, I mean, it's not. The problem is it's not just XRL, it's every league has it. And the fact of the matter is, it's up to us to punish the drivers. And it's fine and dandy us saying we've got our own rules. Well, meantime, DRS flat wide open now from XRL Bernie, who makes a move. SCFC Dano is fighting back on braking, going around the outside there. That's putting him under pressure now from XRL Fozzie, who might have a look here at the start of Sector 3, but he's just not close enough to affect the pass on the Mercedes driver. I mean, the problem is that all SCFC Dan, XRL Fozzie will get on the outside at the end of the Hockenheimer section, and his wheels were just on the line, but he decided to yield there, thinking he may have gained an advantage. Good driving from Fozzie, not taking any chances, not risking the wrath of the stewards.
However, I think STFC Dan there cut the corners, get back past Fozzie.
Well, STFC Dan's now gone into the pits anyway, so XRL Fozzie's not lost out by much. Meantime, going back to what I was going to say, it's not just XRL, it's XRL. XRL is better than most leagues. A lot of leagues just go, oh well, we can do it, and drive. I mean, we saw that in the League of Leagues race, where we saw the likes of the AOR and the TRL drivers who were just cutting corners left, right and centre. But the fact of the matter is, we have our own rules, and I don't think tossing up points with short penalties is enough. We need to start banning drivers who keep cutting corners all the time. Only by making them miss races and miss out on points will they realise what they're doing is wrong. Well, let's have a look at this. Oh, right. Elise just sent me a message through the race. You've probably all seen it on the stream. This is the one problem. If you want anything that's slightly more private, please don't send it through Xbox Live. People do watch on the Twitch app and I do broadcast it, and it can lead to some rather hilarious gaffes. As XRL Fozzie looks to try to get close to XRL Bernie now, but he's just not close enough. In fact, the field's actually spread out now. We've reached that lull where after all the pit stops, All the drivers are nicely evenly apart. Living Dead 69 down in 8th place. He's had a quiet race so far. XRL Lusty, meanwhile, doing enough to hang on to the bottom end of the points. Again, you gotta complete the race to get the points at the end of the day. So we'll round up more for now with XRL Fozzie, who's closing up to the back slightly of XRL Bernie. Closest thing we've got to a battle on track, really. All I'll say is at the moment, we do have a great chance here to see some fast driving heading into Sao Paulo, but I do think now the title is more than likely going to get sewn up like this race. On the stream, meanwhile, Clarbs is saying people have been doing the track limits for years. It's only now we can live stream the people are getting caught. Well, yeah, again, it's same in real life. Oh, look, XRL Fozzie is now in second place. I think Dan's got a 5-second lag.
He has.
Well, that's the last thing you want. Oh dear. A few comments on the stream. It's Matty Lee says, I don't think you should ban them. I say a quali ban. But the problem is, though, I mean, if there's only like 11 cars in the field, you're gaining an advantage by having fresh tyres. So, you know, you can't say to them, you know, a quali ban does much for you there. And, you know, the fact of the matter is, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, maybe disqualify them first time, but if drivers don't learn the lesson, we should come harsh. One strike and you're out. You've got your first strike, you've been disqualified, do it again, you get banned. I don't see how that's not fair. Only by coming down harshly will you stamp it out. And they should do the same in real life F1. You've seen cutting corners all the time, disqualified. Extending the track, disqualified. This. I mean, again, Chris, you're a driver. What's your take on it?
I mean, I agree with some of the points you're saying. I think maybe it's the odd occasional time where your tyres are starting to go, like down there, your tyres are starting to go. If it's not gaining too much of an advantage, fair enough, let it off. But if it's consistent, it's doing it every lap. If you, like, for instance, fresh tyres towards the end of the race, then obviously fair enough, you can give them a penalty. But obviously you've got to think about the times where, say, if you've got a puncher, you can't obviously get around the corner, as people find out. And
well, that's different. I mean, I don't know any steward in the world who would say, you've gained an advantage, you're punching your tyre. You know, that'd be completely stupid. No one would be able to argue that. But it's like going back to turn 19 here in the United States. I mean, you see, last night's race and then the race here, we've seen people going almost to the edge of the red zone, let alone over the white line.
Yeah, I mean, on 2012, that corner used to be an absolute animal. Every time you even just touched the red line, that was it, lap over.
Yeah, but I also like the fact that it discouraged people from cheating. The fact of the matter is, cheating is one of the things that you want to stamp out. And yeah, as I say, you do make a fair point. If your tyres go, obviously, like, you can have a brake lock up, or you can have a driver who lags in front of you and catches you out. So you have to take evasive action. That you can, as long as you can argue why you've done it and it's fair. And again, if it's only a small occasion, it's not all the time, then you'll more than likely get a no further action. But like going back to the League of Leagues that we saw with Co-Masters, thanks to the drivers who took part streaming, at the end of the day, boom, what happened? You know, we saw drivers literally be set. Did we look at Top GP2 then? He went totally off the track, completely nowhere near the racing line. He's now all over the back of Rival as a result. But so going back to the guys who streamed to the League of Leagues race they were racing in, we saw TRL Limitless, he was doing it all the bloody time. First, the chicane in the middle of sector 2, the end of sector 2, boom, I'll go over the inside, just because I can. You know, it's like, you know, sorry, just because you can doesn't mean you should do it. Meanwhile, XRL Bonus reckons the rules should be consistent from start to the season. No reason to change them at the end. Well, again, this is about a matter that I'm not willing to discuss. It's F1 division related rather than GP2. I mean, Jamie, once again, I don't know if that's lag or if he's literally just cutting the inside corners. Look how much closer he's got to Rival as a result of all of this.
Yeah, I know Jamie's got pretty bad connection. We've seen it over the last few races, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's lag, but at the end of the day, you can tell the difference between lag and if you actually cut the corner. So
Well, I mean, he's got a DRS here, so I'd say that's pretty close to cutting the corners for me. Let's see how he rides on board. Great chance here to attack Rybo. You can argue about whether he was in the right to be there in the first place or not, is another story. And he keeps white lines on the inside and the outside, proving he can do it. Makes a very fair pass.
Yeah, that's Rybo behind it actually cut the corner.
Well, that's ironic. In the meantime, Tom 625 really missed out his chances here. He knows his championship's gone now, barring an absolute miracle. As we hit the halfway stage, and needless to say, Sean B's done exactly what he needed to do. Didn't start the front of the grid, but has managed the pace beautifully, and it has helped that XRL Fuzzy hasn't quite had the best performance throughout the race. Well, and Rybo's now got a lag spike just to make things worse. That's pushed him off the track as into the pits. Who's that? That's XRL Fuzzy once again. So he's pitting. That's his third pit stop, isn't it?
I think, was that a pit stop or was that a drive-through?
It was a pit stop. He came out of his box.
Yeah, that's his third stop in 30 laps. That's pretty poor tyre wear.
That's a 5-stop strategy. And it's on the primes again, so that's 2 prime stints that have lasted 22 laps. That's shocking tyre wear. We saw STFC Darn keep his options going for 11 laps, for God's sake. Fuzzy's thrown away any chance of a race win, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's off the podium now. Because if he's chewing for his tyres that much, he's not going to get the undercut, surely. I mean, could you really see a 5-stop strategy working here?
Well, I've heard reports of people trying to do a 1-stop strategy here, so anything's possible.
Meanwhile, on the meantime, Lee on the stream is saying that Tom 65 should be focusing on finishing second in the championship and qualifying for the Race of Champions. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the Race of Champions is one of the final things. We're still waiting for the final qualifications to be made. Obviously, the championships have to be decided before we know that. But as I say, it is one of the things you can do. Lee, meanwhile, is calling 9 laps on the prime strategic. How? I can't understand how it would potentially be strategic.
I reckon he's going to do a 4-stop, and his final stop's going to be an option run.
We've had a couple of other drivers down. Tom 65's now in P3 because in the pits is XRL Bernie on the options. In fact, has he served a drive-through there? I don't know because the Red Bull's at the start of the pit lane. Can't see him wear on the tyres.
Yeah, the Red Bull mechanics were out. But
so it'll be a pit stop.
Rybo was stopped for me on the track. I think he had a poor entrance to the pit lane.
Well, that's how Fuzzy now finds himself back in P5 now after all of that. So it's not totally over, but I'm really at a loss as to how you can do a 4-stop if you stop 3 times in the first half of the race.
Let's see. I'd imagine the options can do probably about 8 laps. So the big pits in lap 48, which is quite a hefty way, 17 laps on these tyres.
And he's done nowhere near that so far. That's the problem, isn't it? I mean, has he been taking the tyres off and have been quite healthy and not been coping with the loss in grip? As Tom 625 goes over the inside of the hairpin corner there, got to be careful. Not something that we need here. And of course, as Lee's saying on the stream, the top 2 from each division qualify for the Race of Champions. I don't think the form actually have been decided for that. We're still waiting on Bernie to confirm exactly how it's going to run.
I don't know, but I still think you've got GP3 still to decide who's going to be qualified. Obviously, you've got the couple of races in F4, including myself, to decide. And obviously you've got F5000 as well, so there's still quite a lot of positions up for grabs, so it's not all over yet.
Tom 65 dives into the box, and now Fozzy, who locks his tyres quite heavily going into the first hairpin, gets away with it now. He now moves his way up to 4th position. He's actually catching quite quickly to the back of STSC Darn, so who knows? Maybe this strange strategy that I can't quite figure out will work.
Well, Tom 65's just pitted, so he's now in 8th place behind XRL Rusty.
Slow and steady wins the race is what Rusty's strategy is so far, but why not? It's a good way of keeping yourself in the game.
At the end of the day, he's maximising the amount of points he can get.
Well, that's all you can do really in this division. Out of curiosity, do we know who's on the threat of, well, I don't even know if relegation is going to happen anymore, but who's in the position to get the dreaded Wooden Spoon Award in the division so far?
Well, from the results, we've got Nero Toasty, who's only just joined the lead. He's currently bottom of the F1 division.
Doesn't really count, that to be fair.
I think the lowest one that's been in for quite a while is...
Tom 65, sorry, down at the inside of XRL Rusty, and the hairpin following the DRS straight, but Rusty's holding on the inside line at the start of the Hockenheim section, but he's just not got the line to fight back through. Right, sorry, carry on.
I'd say F1, the lowest one that's been in for quite a while is probably the Paragon 1125 in P11. GP2, we've got MGI1, who's been in since Korea. Again,
Sean Bean is now in the pits, and interestingly, Fozzie has gone ahead of Sean Bean. Well, evidently he's decided to try and undercut him and has now got track position. So all of a sudden, Sean Bean finds himself behind XRL Fozzie. Maybe it's one of those things, I don't know. On the screen, Lee tells us that so far, Ice Cold Andy, Jigsaw's, Crazy Fish himself, F1 Nige, XRL Peachy, SPM and Sean Bean likely have qualified for the Race of Champions.
Yeah, it seems about right.
So XRL Fozzie now has got to try and make hay ahead of Sean Bean while he's got him behind him. But that means getting past STSC Dart. You can't get held up by the Mercedes driver. And interestingly as well, Sean Bean now in P4 is not being too far ahead of XRL Bernie. But XRL Bernie is on the option tyres once again. Going for all-out pace here, XRL Bernie, it would seem. So XRL Fozzie getting as close as he can to the back of STSC Dart, definitely wanting to push on and get himself into the top end of the podium position. But we do have a bit of a scrap further back through the field. Who's that that's scrapping in P6 and 7? It's Living Dead 69 and I think that's Tom, I believe. Yes, Tom 65 on the option tyres, dives on the inside and the Hockenheim hairpin in the stadium section, and he makes that stick on Living Dead 69. Great driving for Tom 625, but right now he's also going to be under massive pressure with DRS. Living Dead 69 keeping it nice and tight in the lines of turn 19, being as fair as he can, unbelievably close. Okay, Jonathan Sala said he just sent me a message on Xbox Live. I don't see it unless you're a different name. I'm guessing you might, if you're elite, I know what you're on about. Meantime, Living at 69 goes wide at the hairpin, obviously trying to make his move, and as a result, Tom 625 is now clear of him, and he's got quite a big gap now. As XRL Bernie is slipping away here from the back of STSC Dawn. Oh, and Sean Bean there hits the back of the hairpin, hits the curve on the inside, nearly unsettles his car. Also, very, very quickly now, XRL Fozzie is not catching STFC Dawn, who's not even holding him up. He's actually fallen away, Fozzie. That really surprises me.
It's interesting. The thing that's surprising me is that Living Dead 69 has made only one stop in this race so far, so well done to him.
That's very good tyre work. He's managed to make that last. As Sean B22 is getting very close to the back of XRL Fozzie, we are going to see battle join for what's theoretically the first place here, as you'd expect these guys to be the ones who will inherit the lead after the next round of pit stops. Well, again, it's a question of what tyre wear and strategies people are on. We've seen such a diverse amount of Sean B goes totally wide at turn 19, not even close to the racing line there. And then he just about keeps it inside at the start but goes off at the final corner. Once again, gaining extra pace. But if you don't get punished for it, everyone's going to keep doing it.
I just had something very interesting happen on my screen. I had Jamie go off that turn 19, go slow, and then come onto the track, and STFC Dan smashed into the back of him, and then suddenly he lags 10 seconds in front of him.
Well, that's see Dan. I didn't see Jamie on my screen, Tim. Jamie's still got quite a sizable gap, so I'm guessing that was just some kind of connection you've got to him. But we've seen what Jamie's connection is like, so who knows where he is on track. Sean B22 gets very close now to the back of XRL Fozzie. Well, Fozzie dropped him a little bit, getting better traction at the start of Sector 2. Into the tight hairpin. Could Fozzie get a better run on STFC down here? He's certainly a lot closer, and if he's got the DRS, he may be able to affect a pass. There goes the flap. Indeed, he's got a chance here. The overtaking aid active, heading into the slipstream at the back of the Mercedes, who takes the middle of the road option. Is Fozzie going to do a late braking move? No, he just realises he's too far behind. Decides it's better to take discretion over the better part of Voller this time. On the stream, more arguments about the track limits here between one of the... Oh, mistake of STSC Dan gets poor traction at the end of the Hockenheim section. XRL Fozzie dives on the inside of full turn 8, but once again gets out of the move, thinking he's gained an advantage, a possible overtake there. I wonder if the game told him he had to let him back through. Because it didn't...
Me, STFC Dan went wide, all four wheels off track while passing Fozzie.
Well, STFC Dan was ahead, and he made the mistake, and that's how Fozzie got the chance. In fact, Sean Bean is now very, very close. The DRS flap wide open. There's a big mistake from Fozzie there. Gets his tyres up. Look at Sean Bean. Goes totally wide. Gets marble all over his tyres. He'll have such poor grip through this section. Last place in the world where you want that. And XRL Bernie, as a result, is going to get really close to the back of him here. And he's going to have a... Oh, goes over the inside there. Both Sean Bean and XRL Fozzie. Well, if you got an inch, why not take a mile? That's the way the approach these guys are taking, it would seem.
Personally, I don't think Fozzie's going to get DRS on STFC Dan, but Sean will definitely get DRS, and so will XRL Bernie.
Yeah, that's the thing. You've got to watch out for XRL Bernie here. He could be the real spanner in the works for this. DRS flat wide over the shoulder. He's carrying the Fozzie stayed firmly shut. So Fozzie takes the middle of the line. Well, oh, Shelby sells him a dummy. Goes to the left. Can he get the car stopped? On the inside there. All four tyres over the white line by the looks of it there by Sean Bean. Looked like that was just outside legality. I'm not entirely sure. I need a second look at it, but that was as close as it gets. XRL Fozzie, meanwhile, he goes totally off the track, wide, into the marbles, and that's going to let Bernie through. Big mistake from Fozzie there. He's gone down all the way to P5. And the marbles are still not falling off the back of that McLaren tyre, so he's going to have so poor grip here in the final straight. And right now, XRL Bernie will be behind the back of Sean Bean, thinking I can have a go at you. Why not? So let's see if he can get closer. He's got the DRS flap open, but he's just not close enough to affect the pass, going up to the inside of the hairpin here. Into the chicanes at sector 1, trying to push as close as possible, definitely pushing over the inside lines as much as they can here, trying to stay within the rules as much close as possible, and the grip that Dan has through that corner is great, but he just falls away from him as we get into these more mechanical sections here. Over the inside white lines on the edge there from XRL Bernie.
It's interesting how the first part of the race was very good, very clean, and now we're getting towards the end of the race and it started to get a little scrappy by all the drivers.
Certainly seems that way, but XRL Bernie's very close to the back of Sean Bean. DRS flat wide open. Sean Bean's not got the same advantage, so a great opportunity now for Sean Bean to be overhauled by Bernie, but he's not coming on his brakes here. Oh, nicked this by inches there. There was almost no distance between the tyres. Wonderful judgment from XRL Bernie to back out of that move. But see, that's what's frustrating. You're seeing the best and worst of league racing here tonight.
Well, like I said, the best has been the very best. And the best I've seen in a long time in league racing.
Into turn 19 now. See what I mean? XRL Bernie's wonderful judgment fails him at turn 19, goes off the track, gains a little bit of an advantage on Sean Bean, and then breaks the white lines in the final turn. DRS flap open on the back of the Ferrari. As in the pits, we've got... Who's that in the pits there? Is that? I think that might be Jamie, because it looks like, yes, it's Jamie. Jamie's in the box because Dan is now in P3. XRL Fuzzy is closing up in the McLaren. So finally, Jamie has dipped into the box to change his tyres. How many stops has he made?
That'll be Jamie's third.
Do you reckon he can make it through on one set of tyres from here? 18 laps in the primes. I won't bet against it.
It's going to be a tough ask, but anything's possible.
XRL Bernie trying to get as close as he can to the back of Sean Bean, who's really broke three of them at the start of sector 2. Evidently that Ferrari liking the tighter corners over the high speed section of sector 1. And right now, Bernie's not going to be close enough to affect the pass, but the DRS flap is wide open on Sean Bean's car as he looks at the back of STSC Don heading into the tight hairpin corner, but he's just not close enough to affect the pass at this time as Dan is resisting the pressure as much as he can at the moment. Meanwhile, Assassin has asked for a rundown of the orders of the field where all the drivers are. Go on, Crass, I'll leave that to you.
Okay, so currently we have leading the races STFC Dan 97, Sean Bean is currently running in P2, XRL Bernie currently running in P3, then we've got Fozzie in 4th, Tom625 5th, Jamie 2503 6th, 7th we have Rybo 95, 8th we've got the Living Dead 69, 9th place and running up the field is XRL Rusty.
Well, meantime now we've got a 3-car scrap here because Sean Bean's really closed up to SCSC Guard and behind him XRL Bernie's not letting them go either, even though those options will be starting to wear. Into sector 1, very, very high speed section here, and oh damn, XRL Bernie gets that totally wrong, goes over the inside there, kicks up tons of dust in the face of XRL Fozzie. Fozzie won't like that at all, and now as a result of that, Sean Bean's getting, he goes wide at the start, sector 2 though, Sean Bean. Once again, the driver's really breaking the rule on the white line here, heading into the hairpin before the DRS zone. Oh, and XRL Bernie cuts the chicane there. That'll have given him a lot of extra traction and pace. Sean Bean, though, has now got a chance to really make a move on the DRS here. STSC down in the Mercedes, thinks about defending to the inside. Sean Bean sells in the dummy. The overspeed has made the move stick. Now, can STSC down attempt the inside undercut here? As Sean Bean, once again, looks like all 4 tyres may have been over the white line there. Not entirely, he had the move done, but you could also argue he gained the advantage if he did that by diving over to retain the place. Meanwhile, on the screen there's been a bit of an argument about the stewards' reports and how people table them. Guys, keep that private if you can, because it makes us look like we're all bickering children. We are really, but we don't want them to know. XRL Bernie nearly goes off the track at the final corner as STSC Dan has got the DRS active on Sean Bean 22. He's not going to give up that to the first place. He wants to fight for victory, and why shouldn't he? At the end of the day, what kind of driver are you if you're not going to fight for a win? XRL Bernie's now under big pressure from XRL Fozzie as well, so we've got battles going up throughout the top 4 here. These guys bringing exciting racing, even if it isn't exactly clean and even if it is a little bit scrappy. Heading at the end of sector 1, STSC Dan not really been able to close the back of the gap on Sean Bean here, and he's actually fallen away. Meanwhile, XRL Bernie is now extremely close to under massive pressure from XRL Fozzie now, who was thinking about a cheeky move on the inside of the hairpin, decides it's better to wait for the actual DRS zone. There goes the Kerr's availability. He's got a great chance now. Lots of power come available to him. There goes the flat. Ducks right into the slipstream of the Red Bull, and he's going to pull out nice and early by the looks of it here. Great opportunity. Can he retain the move? Can he stop it nice and clean and avoid going over the inside corners? XRL Bernie thinking about taking the inside move there. Great opportunity side by side as they start the Hockenheim section. XRL Bernie's still not giving up. They're almost side by side again. But then he goes a little wide, gets poor traction. Car fishtails out from underneath him, and XRL Bernie finally loses the place. Top 625 now suddenly caught to the back of these lot, unbelievably, and he's now in P5 looking at the back of XRL Bernie, who once again goes wide at turn 19. Top 625 fancies a chance in the final corner. This will be a great overtake if he's made that stick. beautifully done, and he's got the DRS, but look how close Bernie is, and even with the DRS advantage, Top 625 may not hold position here. It was a brilliant move, but ultimately a foolish one. If XRL Bernie can keep the car on track, which indeed he does, so Top 625 now is going to have to do it all over again. Heading into sector 1, Bobak Wall and Devin around the outside, and he's got the inside line, middle of the chicane. That's a superb overtake. Wonderful, brave driving there from Top 625. He was not willing to wait. And when we said before about seeing the best of league racing and the worst, that underlines it.
Interestingly, I've got 3 potential overtakes of the week to give Dan, so you can't say in next week's stream that he's got no overtakes of the week.
Well, we've got loads of potential here. DRS flat wide open for Tom 625, who's got a chance to close up to Fozzie. He's not close enough to affect the pass at this moment in time. No, Fozzie, sorry, oh, it is Fozzie who's ahead of him. Into the final hairpin, as Fozzie got a little bit of lag there, which didn't help his cornering, but he managed to just keep it inside the lines. P2 for XRL Fozzie, and Top 625 in P3 fights his way back to the podium. Well, he's been a driver who's been all over the place like a yo-yo today on track, but when it matters, Top 625 is getting the pace out of the car.
You also got to think about it, he might have to pit again because he's on that option tyre.
Well, we'd expect some people to pit again, and indeed XRL LTS, or Lee as we know, reckons in the next 3 laps we are going to see people diving for the box for option tyres. So we are in the ballpark window. It's a question of who's going to blink first. DRS now available to Top 625, who's going to have a go at XRL Fozzie here. Begin to climb towards turn 1, this tight hairpin, and XRL Fozzie dives onto the inside line, locks his tyres a little bit, gets poor traction. Top 625, is he going to dive on the inside of turn 2? He's thinking about it and he's made his stick. Top 625 is not interested in waiting for the DRS zones here, and now XRL Fozzie is stuck in P3 on the prime tyres and potentially now going to be under threat from XRL Bernie if he can't get back past. 2 very impressive moves in 2 laps of Top 625 there. Really showing that even if he didn't have the pace early on, he's got it now. Because look at the gap he pulled out Fozzie there. XRL Fozzie has actually fallen out of DRS zone through that move, and right now XRL Bernie is in DRS zone. So the pressure is now on Fozzie here, and interestingly, Top 625 is closing up to Sean B. Well, that changed the order if all of a sudden these two start scrapping, wouldn't it? XRL Bernie getting decent drive at the start of sector 3 into the Hockenheim section, keeping us close to the white line. Oh, he breaks the white line once again, going off the track. I've lost count now of how many times that's been done. You can argue about tyre wear, but if you're doing it this many times, it's going to raise red flags. And XRL Fozzie as well. Oh, very late call for the pits there from Fozzie, and XRL Bernie follows him in. Right, so here we go. This is the final time for the pit stops here. This is where the final undercut cards are being played. XRL Bernie and Fozzie shouldn't hold each other up here because they are sufficiently far enough away. So both guys get out of the box, and they've both been passed immediately here. We've got ahead of them now STSC Dawn in the Mercedes, and then JB2503 is in P3 now. So he could cause a bit of an issue. Top 625 meanwhile is really not far behind Sean Bean at all. That gap's maybe 2 seconds at the most. If Top 625 can catch Sean Bean and maybe force him into a mistake, we may see his title yet go all the way to the wire. This is not over.
Interestingly, Rybo's actually got ahead of XRL Bernie, but not ahead of Fozzie.
That was a marginal decision then between them, because there must have been literally, 3 seconds in the pits by the garage positions. Can't have been much more than that.
It was very close between them, but Fozzie's got the definite advantage of it.
Yeah, I'd say that gap's about 2.5 seconds from what we can see. The lack of onboards is making things difficult. Albeit Lee on the screen reckons that both Bernie and Fozzie have pitted 1 lap too early. Well, it's a question of how good your pace is and your wear. We obviously don't know what setups each guys have on, but Lee would recommend that now or the next lap is the optimum window, and it'll be interesting to see how the likes of Tom and Sean Beaton go for it. Indeed, Tom takes Lee's advice. That's if he's even listening to the stream. If he is, you're a naughty boy. So he's now dived into the box. Now behind him, his teammate is going to have to go through to avoid being stacked up. So Jamie's been compromised here. In P4, is STSC Darn going to go through? He is indeed. So he's following the lead of Sean Bean at the moment. But XRL Fozzy now, he's going to come out. He's just gone through the final corner. Where's he going to come out in relation to Tom 625? This is going to be very, very close here. Tom 625 at the end of the pit lane and retains position. Fozzy fails to get the undercut, so he's now stuck behind the Sauber, and he's got XRL Bernie and the Red Bull all over him too. This is a nightmare scenario here for XRL Fozzy. And you're going to say, if Tom 625 can drag his way to the podium, that'll be a sterling recovery drive worthy of Valtteri Bottas.
Definitely. It's been an impressive drive. He's had a bit of a yo-yo race, but at the minute he's definitely up there with drivers.
Well, let's rather look on board with XRL Fozzy, who's just behind him. XRL Bernie and he are on the same distance to drift. These guys are all very close together. The key question is DRS? Not for Fozzy. Has Bernie got it all on Fozzy? Yes, he has. So XRL Bernie's got a great chance to turn the screw here, but the gap seems to be increasing despite that. Evidently, the slipstream from the Sauber still affecting the McLaren, even though he's not got the DRS to give him the maximum push.
It's all about that first sector. If Fozzy can get that first sector right and close in on Tom, then happy days for Fozzy, but not for Dan, because I'm pretty sure Dan would lose that.
Lee's asking an interesting question on the stream. Can Tom get the undercut on Sean Bean? I don't think so. I think the gap was just a little too wide, and Sean is now in the pits. So here's where we'll find out. Riding on board with XRL Bernie, who's behind XRL Fozzy. So we follow on board with Sean. It's just leaving his pit box now, boy. Tom 65 just goes over the start-finish line. I believe Sean's easily got this. He's just coming out to the end of the pit lane. Oh, it's going to be close, but he's closed the gap, but he's not got the complete undercut. So this is the battle now for the win here, because XRL Fozzy has been dropping along for the ride as well. These guys are only separated by maybe 2 or 3 seconds. Now, is Tom going to be in DRS detection here? Because he's getting such better grip through Sector 1. This gives him a great chance to be under DRS. If he can go do Sean Bean under DRS, that will really compromise the race.
Interestingly, XRL Bernie's probably now about 7 tenths behind Fozzy, so it's not over for him as well.
Tom 65 definitely going to have the DRS here because Sean Bean, he takes the bollard out, but then Tom 65 goes wide. That will have slowed him down, so I don't think a pass is going to happen here. Let's ride on board anyway. Curse deployed, DRS flat wide open, gets into the slipstream, but that Ferrari is surely too far ahead. We're just into the braking zone, and that is over. Meanwhile, moving further back, we've got Tom XRL Fozzy. Oh, bizarrely, Bernie didn't get him under anywhere near the pressure I expected there.
Bernie was quite a little bit behind when DRS activated.
Well, Sean Bean now has got to make these tyres work. He's got to get out of the way for Tom 625 and break DRS. The last thing he needs is Tom 625. We've seen how well he can go wheel to wheel when it was dual with XRL Bernie before. Tom 625 isn't intimidated as Sean Bean goes wide at turn 19, extending the track at a crucial point because that's where the DRS detection zone is. But then Sean Bean also can only look on as Tom does the same mistake. DRS block now wide open. This is a chance here for Tom 625 towards turn 1, but he's just too far behind.
Same with XRL Bernie. Bernie only opened his DRS halfway down that straight, which is pretty weird.
Well, Lee's made an interesting point here. He reckons that both STSC Darn and Jamie2503 have made their final stops. So it's all about racing them on track. Well, that could change things as well. Tom 65 meanwhile has got a great chance here, getting close to the back of Sean Bean. Goes wide once again though at the start of Sector 2. All drivers have been doing that all weekend here. Into the DRS detection zone, into the hairpin corner. And Sean Bean once again cutting very close to the inside bollard there. Great chance now though. Sean Bean may have DRS potentially here. Let's ride on board with Sean, see if he has got it. No, he hasn't. But Tom 625 has the advantage on him. Heading on towards the hairpin corner, but Tom 65 seems to have fallen away here rather than gotten closer.
Interestingly, XRL Bernie's been closer than he's ever been closer to Fozzy, and he still hasn't got the move done.
Indeed he's not, but he's closed right onto the gap back of that from McLaren. So XRL Fozzy now under pressure, and Bernie will want to try and sive his way through the field here. He's got nothing to lose as far as the championship goes, so why not? Poor exit from XRL Fozzy there, but poor traction, and that makes things difficult for him as XRL Bernie gets closer and closer and closer through full turn 8 into turn 19 here. How are these guys going to take the corner? Oh, XRL Fozzy goes totally off the track. XRL Bernie keeps it in the lines. He's got a tight line here. Both guys got to be careful, be respectful. Bernie goes off the track at the final corner. DRS flat wide open, and he's deploying his curves. He wants to get past Fozzy here with the DRS. Heading into the final, heading into turn 1. But Fozzy defends on the inside, takes the corner on the tighter line. Bernie's gone the wide way round. Oh, there's contact. Both guys lock wheels into turn 2, and Bernie forces his way past. Indeed, now we've got a bit of a race here as Sean Bean has caught up to STFC Darn. Curiously, Sean Bean's on the prime tyres. I thought he'd gone for the options.
That is a little bit weird from Sean. Maybe he didn't have any options left.
Well, into the final hairpin corner, and now STFC Dar's going to really get the clappers on that car if he's going to have any chance to defend on the DRS here, as Sean Bean deploys the flat on all his curves. This is a great opportunity for the Ferrari driver getting tremendous top speed, over 200 miles an hour, but STFC Dar not intimidated, and Sean Bean goes off the track to complete the move. Merely by inches, but he still went outside the lines.
Fozzy's got back past XRL Bernie now.
Tom 625 is now the next person to get close to STFC Darn, as Sean Bean can breathe knowing that he's got a bit of a gap between him and Tom at this moment in time. XRL Fozzy under big pressure here as XRL Bernie's getting tremendous grip through this full turn 8 into turn 19. Oh, contact as Bernie hits the back of Fozzy's car there. Really caught him out with braking there. Bernie obviously wasn't expecting to brake when he did. And now Fozzy has got a little bit of a gap here, so he's got a chance to break away as Tom 625 under DRS fancies a move at the inside of STSC Darn. Keeps it on the inside nicely, and now he's got a chance to attack Sean Bean. He's got to absolutely hook up Sector 1 if he's going to have any chance of catching the Ferrari. Oh, hang on, Jamie 2503. He's come on in front of his teammate. Almost took him out of the corner.
And he's still like back in the lead.
Well, that's a hair-raising moment. That's the last thing we need here. And Sean Bean's got to race that if he wants to take the victory. Rather him than me. And he just cut the corner, side the bollard out, and behind them, STFC Darn almost rode over that. That'll interfere with his downfall.
5 second lag for Sean.
No! 5 second lag for Sean Bean. He goes back to P4, and all of a sudden now, if Tom 65 can catch up his teammate and STFC Darn hold up Sean Bean, it'll be a title win under count battles, mercifully close for Tom 625. Also, what's XRL Fozzy and XRL Bernie going to do with this? Of all the times to get 5 second lag, just when you don't need it, XRL Fozzy forces his way back past XRL Bernie again. Sean Bean will be absolutely livid at that. That's the last thing he needs. Meanwhile, XRL Bernie and XRL Fozzy almost side by side through full turn 8 there. XRL Fozzy just holds position into turn 19 as Fozzy goes a little wide but holds it inside the white lines. XRL Bernie's really putting him under pressure here. And also a dive on the inside there, they tap wheels. XRL Fozzy dives out of the way and Bernie's got the DRS to pull away. Sly move. XRL Bobbert simply saying wow on the screen. What else need to be said? As Sean Bean's actually forward away from STFC Darn. Please tell me this is not a connection issue. He's starting to slip away quite badly all of a sudden. And those tyres are fresh, so you can't say it's that the tyres are old.
He went wide with the last corner, so that's why he lost the time.
STFC Darn is starting to catch the back, and Tom 625. But Tom 625 is running out of last to catch his teammate. So, have any chance of taking this title to Sao Paulo, he needs to take the win, and he needs for Fozzy or Bernie, anyone will do, to finish ahead of Sean Bean for this to be a title decider in Brazil. Sean Bean now is going to be driving like the world is on fire to be able to try and get back past and make sure he takes the title here in Austin, Texas. as he cuts the corner and the hairpin corner there, Sean B. Got to be careful he doesn't pick up any penalties. That would be the cruelest way to lose out. He doesn't want that. He needs to be driving as clean and precise as he can and make sure as next around Bernie passes Fozzie. With these two scrapping the way they are, I don't think they're going to be closing on to Sean, so he may just have enough in the bank to be able to finish ahead of them. Sean B looking at the back of STSC Dard, gets very close to the inside wide lines, goes over the line by millimetres in the final corner. DRS deployed, this is a crucial move. He needs to get past STSC Dard and make sure he keeps third place. Into a tight hairpin corner. Oh no, 4 tyres over the white line. Again, it looked like by millimetres, but literally, he went a lot to me. It was over the white line there, Sean B. And if he's done too many of those, then that could be a massive problem with regards to cutting. As SCSC Guard goes wide into one of the corners during sector 1 there, and Crumble gets that wrong. XRL Bubbles on the street says that Jamie should be given the team order. Well, I'm sure he might get it if Tom can get close enough. But at this moment in time, he's not closing. And if anything, Sean Bean is now eyeing up Tom to take them. Oh, he cuts the corner and a hairpin once again.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit reckless from Sean.
Well, the last thing Sean Bean wants is a penalty. If he gets a penalty awarded for cutting the corners and potential illegal overtakes, again, none of this is decided. It's up to Officer Stewart's review once we've got all the footage. But needless to say, if he gets a penalty now, that could take the title to Sao Paulo in an arbitrary way.
And things will really hot up Brazil.
With Tom 625, he's in P2 at the moment. Even if Sean Bean doesn't get any points, he's still going to find himself looking at a difficult mountain to climb at Sao Paulo. But we've seen with lag, we've seen with connections. Who knows what's going to happen? DRS flap over from Sean Bean. He's closed up right. Tom 625 now. He's going to want to muscle past this Sauber. And he's looking to do it straight away in turn 1. All 4 tyres on the inside once again there. But Tom 625 retained position. He hadn't actually got past. And to be honest, I think Sean Bean can be counting his blessings that he didn't. On the corner cutting to the first 2 corners of the chicane there. Look like 4 tyres over the inside. And once again getting very perilously close. Off the track at the start of sector 2. Both drivers getting very, very ragged as we're into the final 5 laps here of the GP2 division in America. And well, we can't say it's been clean because it's been anything but. DRS flap over for Sean B22, heading down the straight towards the final hairpin corner. Looking to get a chance here on Tom 625 at the end of sector 2. Gets on the brakes, Tom 625, they're going to go around the outside. Sean B keeps it in the white lines and Tom 625 goes off the track. And that's a clean move for second place. And as long as he stays in the lobby and doesn't have any further wrath, that will be a title deciding move.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting if he can get past Jamie for the win as well.
Put the cherry on top of the cake as it would be. In the meantime now, XRL Fozzie has fallen back a little bit from XRL Bernie. Evidently the pace of these tyres just not hanging on as he's gone wheel to wheel, scrap to scrap with a Red Bull. It's been entertaining to watch. These guys have really put on a show tonight. Whether it's been completely clean or not, it's still been a hell of a lot of fun to watch. And we head down to the final couple of laps. We've only got 4 to go here at Austin, Texas. DRS flap over from XRL Fozzie trying to close it to XRL Bernie. Meanwhile, up ahead, I believe Tom 625 has not yet given up on Sean Bean. Looking through sector 1, indeed, he's getting closer and closer to that Ferrari. Tom 625 is not going to let Sean Bean take it easily from him. He wants to make this as hard as possible for a Ferrari champion. If you're going to win the championship, you're going to win it the hard way. That's what Tom 625 is saying under the helmet at the moment. He goes a little bit wide at the start of sector 2. Over the DRS detection zone. Will both guys have it on Jamie here? Because all of a sudden he's getting quite close to the pair of them. Poor exit there for Tom 625. Really didn't get the traction, and that's not what he needs here. And DRS flap is open on the back of that Sauber. Can he close onto the back of the Ferrari as Sean Bean here? Down towards the hairpin. It looks like the distance is too great, and he's going to have to wait at least one more lap. On the stream, XRL Bubba's saying, surprise with Fozzie again. wish he had done better. Again, Fozzy seems to have just burned his tyres out too much, and that's what's compromised his pace. Now, here's the question, how much will Jamie get involved here with his teammate, because he knows that his teammate has a chance to be able to go towards the championship decider in Sao Paulo. Will Jamie take one for the team here, or will Sean B be able to get past? Sean B definitely going to be in DRS, and he was actually thinking about the final turn there, not wanting to take the risk of a DRS move, but Sean B's got to do it the hard way. Flat wide open, Kerr's not deployed, he's saving the Sean B. I think he's going to be looking for a move later in the lap here. Jamie's turning in, there's contact! Neither of the cars got damaged though, both guys get away with that. Sean B will be looking at that and thinking, right, don't you dare take me out. That's the last thing he wants. He's got to get past the teammate of the guy who's his rival in the championship. All pressure on here. Sean B looking for a move through the chicane, but he's just not close enough at this time. The tight lines are just not giving him enough grip. As we head towards the DRS zone at the final point, Jamie's tyres will start to give up, and indeed Tom 625 has caught up through all of this. Into the hairpin corner, Sean B taking that nice and clean here, but Tom 625 is going to have DRS on Sean, who's going to have it on Jamie. Here we go, let's ride on board with Tom 625, as Sean B pulls immediately to the left. He's not giving any chance to Jamie to get into his way here, into the hairpin corner, and that looks done and dusted as Jamie cuts the inside of the hairpin there, and Tom 625, he will be very, very angry. His teammate couldn't do more for him there, as Sean is now in the lead, and under 3 laps to go, it's a great chance for him to take the championship in style here in America. So Tom 625 going into the final positions here, got in the slipstream, heading into turn 19. Oh, and he's nearly spun the car! He almost spun the car out on turn 19! And that's surely settled the position now. Surely he's not going to get any chance to be able to attack here for the win now. Jamie, meanwhile, he's not giving up. He's not got the DRS though, so he's automatically lost out to Sean. It's Sean's race to lose. But don't forget, all incidents have yet to be involved. All the results are provisional. Nothing is yet decided, but Sean is doing all he can. He's got to try and take it on the track.
So that we could have the co-masters connection have a big impact on who wins this race yet.
Oh, here we go. Chris trying to throw a little spanner in the works here. We all trying to go for the commentator's curse award, it would seem. Tom 625 heading for the DRS detection zone. He's going to have it on his teammate, but surely that's not going to be enough to get him close to Sean B for an attack. And even if it is, Sean B could let him through and still take the title here. DRS flat wide open, Jamie pulls to the right. He's surely not going to defend on his teammate here. Or maybe not, he's having a go. Evidently these guys, they might be teammates, but they're not going to make it easy for each other. Jamie turns right around the outside of his teammate here. Tom 625 looking at his mirrors going, what on earth are you doing? Get out of my way. But Tom 625 is able to make it stick. But still, even if he finishes second place, Tom 625 really has to be up there for recovery of the day, because he was totally in the doldrums early in the race, and yet has still managed to make it forward. Oh, Leon, in the meantime, if the sport, if Sean gets a penny, can drop down to 6th. Well, again, we don't know ourselves yet. All incidents have to be investigated. Jamie playing the team game, he's got DRS, but he's not using it on his teammate. It's all about, oh! I think he lagged and hit Tom there, and it's actually gone back ahead. Tom 65 will be like, stop that, I'm trying to win the title, get out of the way. And into sector 1, Jamie obviously thinking he might have a chance to sneak a victory here, and he's not going to make it easy for his teammate. Well, that's one way to incur the wrath of your former friend. Lee, meanwhile, saying he's just lost the stream. It still says streaming on my system, so the stream is still going. And Jamie 2503, unbelievable, he might steal second place for his teammate here. Tom 65 is going to use the DRS to hopefully blast past. But we see Jamie fight on the outside here to be able to keep going. And behind there, STFC Dan, he's not out of this yet in P4. Oh, Jamie cuts the head side of the hairpin there, smashes the ball out into the air. Really not very clever driving, but gets away with it.
Interestingly, the quickest driver at the minute with the quickest lap time and will get the fastest lap of the race is XRL Rusty by 2 tenths.
He's probably just gone into the pits and put on some fresh options, knowing he's got no chance of catching 8th. He might as well take some glory. Why not? Oh, Jamie once again missing the inside of the turn 19 there. Definitely gained an advantage, but he's not close enough to attack Tom 625. As Sean Bean starts the final lap, and he'll be doing the genuflex, he'll be praying to the gods and everything. He does not want this messed up now. He wants to be able to take the title here at Austin, Texas, to make Brazil a dead rubber. Can go into the race as champion, providing there's nothing else that raises its ugly head and changes the results post-race. After all, ask Daniel Ricciardo how it felt to take 2nd place in Australia. What happened there?
It was like taking a candy from a baby.
Well, I'm not going to say any more on that one because he didn't look like a baby afterwards. In the meantime now, Tom625 trying to get close to Sean Bean. He's not going to be close enough for DRS here, so pending a mistake from the Ferrari driver, he should take the win, and that would seal the title in the best way possible. But it's not over yet. We've got about another 7 turns to go. Can Sean Bean keep it on the island? Can he avoid making any more mistakes that incur the wrath of the stewards? He's just keeping it inside the white lines at the moment, doing everything he can here. We're riding on board because this is the potential champion-elect. It's been a drive today where he's at the pace. It's been a bit in the wars, it has to be said. There's been quite a lot of dangerous potential moves, and also the stewards I'm sure going to want to chat to him about a few incidents. And meanwhile, behind them, XRL Fozzy, Jamie 2503 is now under pressure from STFC Dan in the final couple of corners. Tom 625 is not going to give it up here, and meanwhile, Sean Bean is going to come through and take the checkered flag for provisional victory. Tom 65 follows only a couple of seconds later, as does Jamie 2503, and then STFC Dan. XRL Bernie, meanwhile, an excellent 5th place for Red Bull, and Rivals 195 is going to come home in 8th place after we saw XRL Fozzy in 6th, and ahead of him, I don't even know who that is ahead of him, to be honest. We've got Bravo 95 in 8th, and then XRL Rusty rounding off the top 9. Also, Living Dead, who came down in 9th. He'll be disappointed. But look at that, only 22 seconds separated the whole field who finished. That has to be one of the closest finishes in the whole division. And in the meantime, we'll get the drivers in here for their comments. Well, Sean, welcome to the podium. We don't want to say too much too early because obviously stewards' inquiries have still got to be made. But provisionally, having fought your way through the field, you are the GP2 champion. How do you feel?
It's been a very, very long season. Let's just say that. After all the disconnections at the start of the season, I didn't think I'd have a hope in hell. But it's worked out. I've managed to come back in the Ferrari. Connection's been good, pace has been there, and it's worked a treat.
I mean, obviously, I don't want to make art imitate life here, but we did see what happened with Daniel Ricciardo, Australia, so nothing is yet confirmed, but provisionally, it's obviously been a season where you've had the pace, you proved it when you've been driving with the F1 guys, and you'll automatically find yourself in the race of champions at the end of the season. Looking forward to Brazil. Are you going to try and take the season in style and take another victory?
Oh, of course I am. Who wouldn't?
Well, in the meantime, we'll say massive congratulations provisionally. Obviously, we'll await final reports to come. Moving on to you, Tom625. A race that seemed to have two halves, because early on, despite a good qualifying, you seem to really start to struggle, falling back through the field. But an excellent an excellent return in the second half got you back to not only getting second place, but fighting for the win. Did you think you had the chance to fight back and potentially take it all the way to Sao Paulo?
No. No. I didn't think I'd be able to get on the podium. I had to drive through penalty as well. that kind of, yeah, annoyed me.
Well, it certainly would have affected the results because you only finished a second behind Sean in the end. With that drive-through, who knows what would have happened. But, I mean, obviously, even if the title has been decided, it's still been an excellent season to be able to fight with Sean all this way. Do you think you can do what you did today and maybe give him a few ruffled feathers in Sao Paulo?
Hopefully, yeah. It's a track that I do like. But I think Sean's just too quick. And then come back to up.
Well, in the meantime, thank you very much for your comments. So, Jamie, we'll go over to you then. A race where it seemed that your strategy and tyres seemed to be out of sync with the other guys, and then you found yourself leading in the final stint. Did you think you'd be able to hold on with the length of your final stint, or did you feel you were always in danger of being overhauled?
Well, I wasn't actually expecting to be in the lead because I thought Sean was going to go for a two-stop originally, but then he came in again. So I was leading by quite a few seconds, and then the guys just started to close in. I thought it was going to be last few laps battle. The two of them managed to get by me, and I was really close to SCFC Dan's, but still managed to hold on to third, which I'm happy with.
Well, it's obviously a great move for you guys and the constructors getting a second and a third. Really gives you some momentum heading into the final race at Sao Paulo. Is that a race where you're going to be aiming to be back on the podium or maybe even the top step?
A bit of a far stretch assumption, but I do like the track, but it's going to be really close again, probably even closer than it was out there today, so we'll see.
Excellent. Well, in the meantime, we'll say congratulations to all the drivers, and again, provisional congratulations to Sean on the GP2 Championship. Let's say we'll get the results confirmed once all our stewards' inquiries are completed. In the meantime, then, on Wednesday evening, you've got the F4 race at America being streamed live. You'll have Dan Fisk in the box for that. On Thursday, you'll also have a treat for you. We're going to be starting our Forza DTM League. I will be bringing you coverage of that, and you'll see a totally new discipline available. That's on Thursday night on Channel 1. And then Sunday night, it's going to be the title decider in F1 at Sao Paulo, Brazil. 100% for all divisions. Can ex-Lewis Hamilton snatch the title away in the final round from Ice Cold Andy, or will the Irishman live up to his name and seal it in style? Either way, it's going to be a corker. Tune in next time. Thank you all for watching. Good night.